days out of 66 would be 1/3. We're at day 21. Things are going really well. I hope you guys are enjoying this and learning a lot. And, actually, a little bit more important than just learning a lot. What I'm really hoping is that you guys are taking me up on this and doing your own hand reading every single day. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch, either way, within the notes, the video notes for every video, I put the hand history. So you can actually go through the hand history and range my hand for yourself using that hand history. Or what I really recommend, don't try to hand range my own ranges or my own hands as you've seen me play them out already. Go ahead and look for hands in your own database and make them mystery hands like I am. As you can see, I don't know if I won a hand. I don't know what I was holding in the hand at all. Make them mystery hands. I guarantee it makes hand reading a little bit more fun, a little bit more challenging as well when you don't know what you have and you don't know whether you won or lost the pot or not. So today, as you can see on the screen right there, we are doing the villains range, day 21 of 66. And yesterday, excuse me, yesterday was this interesting call, check raise hand, which was super fun. But today we are ranging the villains, so I want to see some instances where, the villain's making bets and we're calling, or maybe they're betting and we're raising and they're calling. That kind of a thing. So these are our actions right here. And you can see got a ton of like what do you call it? Like river checking action on all this kind of stuff, all this kind of stuff. And so where were we at here at the top here? So check call, bet check. Well, he's just calling them the whole way. All these X's are just checking hands. It's not really all that much fun. Check call, call. So we've got 3 bets here that we're calling, which is good. We might be able to narrow that range. This is a good hand. So we call pre-flop, we check call, we check, so there's one street of no action right there. But then we bet, and then we call a raise on this river. I think this one from 7-1 from July 1st, I think this may be the hand we will tackle today. So let me whip out the split suit template here. And one of the viewers of these videos, his name is Ray, he sent me an email. And he said, hey, Sky, ditch this section. And that never even occurred to me. And it makes total sense to do that. And then so, bam, that section is gone. Now this template is a little bit bigger. It's zoomed in. And just it's zoomed in. It'll make it easier for you to watch and follow along as I'm doing stuff here. I don't remember the date. What was the date? 7-1. Okay. Hand number, pull up that hand again, 878-38082. Great. So we're in the big blind once again, 4-player table. Okay. Four-way pre in the big blind. Let's see what happens. Oh, and then, of course, the other tool that we always do hand reading with, shebang, Flopzilla right there. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, you can get this template for yourself, splitsuit.com/templates. So let's see. Does Bosstophe open or no? Bosstophe folds black label. Oh, Johnny Walker, black label, huh? Black label decides to min open here. We're hand reading the villain here in this one, and I decide just to call. Okay. Let's look at the villain's range first right here. So he's a 38-17, loose, almost loose aggressive, loose and kind of passive. You can see that gap of 21 means that he does call a whole lot. And I'm talking about the gap between VPIP and PFR. He calls a lot, but he does raise right here in a steal position. Let's see what his stealing percentage is. Only 11% from the button. So he really doesn't steal that much. As we can see, just 17% pre-flop raising right here for the PFR. So we can give him a more narrow, slightly more narrow stealing, or button stealing range. We don't want to make him too wide here. So it's a 2-bet range we're dealing with this time. Let's just start with 20%, maybe whittle our way down, or add some hands. What is his raise first in on the button is a lovely, just 1 out of 9, 11%. Okay. Can't put too much stock in that. It's only been 78 hands. Well, actually, we can say he's pretty tight. I bet he's raising every single pair. Maybe he's staying away from some of these ugly offsuit stuff. Most people raise 7-6 suited. Maybe not 9-7. Let's get rid of these. Let's just keep this the strong Broadway. So this is 19%. It's a small sample. What was it? 1 out of, whoops, wrong guy. 1 out of 9 instances, right? 11%. Yeah, 1 out of 9 right here. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with a pretty narrow range. We could add some more suited nines, maybe some connectors and stuff, but we're not going to do it. Not this time. We'll just keep him like this. Leave that stuff off too. Okay, sounds good. So if this is his range right here, which is a 19% range, 250 combos. 19%, 250 combos. Before we, so what are we calling with? We have to assign some kind of a hand to see what we're up against. I am often going to call. How big is a stack? $33. Okay, that's not bad. 33 bucks. Let's say we are calling with, well, 33. Let's give us 33 as well. So pocket threes. We're set mining in this instance. Don't know for sure. It's a mystery hand, but possibly. Oh, so if we do have the middle pair, if we do have a small pair, we only have 43% equity versus his 57% range or 57% equity with a much, like he has every single better pair in his range. All of these stuff that we're chopping, 50-50 with our under pair and 2 overcards. I mean, yeah, we're a dog at this point, but who knows what comes on the flop. Flop, king, queen, 5, heart, spade, club. King, queen, 5, heart, spade, club. Perfect. So on this board, top pair or better, open and a straight draw. In the combos, he only hits 26% of the time. So his opening range on this 2 high, 1 low board only hits 26%. So our range, our calling range does hit this pretty well. We have every single Broadway in our calling range, other than like the best ace king and ace queen, stuff like that. But all the other Broadways hit something good on this board. He's got a ton of under pairs, nines through, or jacks through deuces, I guess, that aren't going to be too happy on this board. So I think our range in general hits this just a little bit better than his range does in general. But let's see what the action is. And if we did have pocket threes, I guarantee we're folding in this instance. He bet a full pot and then a call. Okay. Well, what is the c-bet? 57%, 4 out of 7. Okay, so he likes to c-bet a decent amount. This is probably not c-betting full pot with us like complete whiffs, like what, 7-6. He doesn't even have. He has 7-6 suited, so 7-6 of diamonds probably not even going to be betting here. 9-8's not betting. A random like weak ace like ace 3 might not bet, depending on the suits. Maybe if he has a backdoor, he might. C-betting 57%. So let's see what he's c-betting. Totally c-betting sets, trying to get value out of us. 2 pairs, over pairs, top pairs are c-betting. Middle pair here, what are those? The various queens. I can see those doing the c-bet, even though it is a full pot. Let's see what he does on the turn, but it's very possible that he could be c-betting full pot, just trying to get us to fold all of our draws, or just trying to get value out of us with weak draws and stuff. I don't know exactly what he's thinking, but I can see opponents c-betting full pot with second pair hands in position. He's maybe trying to put max pressure on us to get us to fold. Weak pairs. Oftentimes those are betting less. I'm going to leave the weak pairs out of the range. I mean, we could do something like put pocket jacks in, but no, I'll just take all the weak pairs out. For betting full pot, feels to me like he'd be betting 75 cents, so just $1 instead of full pot at that point. Ace highs, I'm not going to say those are betting. Open-enders, totally betting. Gut shots, 10-9, ace-jack, ace-10. Yeah, those can be betting. 2-card backdoor flushes. We don't know much about the guy. Let's say it is just the flop. It's only one street. You can't put much stock into flop bets. Turn and river bets are where you can put them on value hands, but it's very possible on the flop he could be doing this. 57%. Yeah, let's say that. So what we have him set at, he's c-betting 72% of his flop range. Yeah, seems a little bit high, but it's one of those boards too. If he has any ace, any king, any queen, he is betting right here, and all those different gut shots and draws and stuff. So I'm good with keeping him with this kind of a wider range. Don't want to narrow him too much, not just yet. So 72% and 149 hands. Gravy. And obviously we just call right here. So at this point, if we do have the threes, we really don't like our hand at all. Only 33% equity. Queen of diamonds, paired the board. That would be awesome if we had a queen, of course. Just check calling. I mean, my guess, really, though, is that I check called a full pot size bet. Jack 10 is a possibility. I doubt I have like ace 10 for a gut shot in my range, check calling a full pot size bet. Unless it was like ace jack of hearts with a backdoor draw plus the gut shot. It's possible I could. But most likely I called with a decent king, king 10, king 9, king jack. I probably called with queens as well. King, queen, ace, queen, which if I didn't 3-bet it pre-flop. So ace, queen, king, queen, queen, jack, pocket queens. No, I would have 3-bet pocket queens for sure. Queen, jack, queen 10, even queen 9 and queen 8 suited I probably would have called because it was just a min raise pre-flop. So I have a ton of queens in my range. He has some as well, but I think my range hits that much more than his does. Let's see what the action is. I check. Maybe I'm planning to check raise. And he just checks behind. Interesting. So he's got 31. It's only a $3 pot. If he had a killer hand right now, if he had pocket kings, if he had a random queen, if he had pocket fives, he would be betting just to try to get some value out of me. That second queen isn't going to scare his value hands. Definitely not. So we can for sure... Oh, wait a second. Quads. No, quads would bet even just half pot or even just $1 to put some money in because he only has one more street where he could bet if he had quads. It would be a terrible idea to slow play quads here. I mean, just put a buck in, hope that I raise or at least call with like a weak king or even a 5 if he had quad queens right there. So we're taking quads out of the range. Full house, he's got to be betting if he wants our stack. No. Oh, he doesn't have any straights. 3 of a kind. Those would be betting. Let's take those out too. Holy cow. Overpairs? I don't think overpairs... Why would he be scared at that point? No, overpairs would bet for value as well. And so, because he didn't bet, let's take those out of his range. I mean, if it were me, I would totally bet my aces here. And then check behind if it was an ugly river, is what I would do. But I think I would double barrel my pocket aces here, as he should as well. Now these top pair hands. What top pairs are not betting on the second queen? So let's filter something right here. If he had ace king, he would be betting for value. I see no reason not to. He doesn't have those in his hand. If he had king jack, I really think king jack should bet again. It is kind of a weaker kicker, but it's the second best kicker. The only better kicker I would have is ace king, and I didn't 3-bet pre-flop, so he can probably rule ace king out of my range. So I think he would bet the king jack. Now, the king 10, it is third kicker. I'll keep that in his checking behind range just to control the pot on the card that didn't help him at all. So we'll keep 1 king or 3 combos of the 1 king in his range right there. Let's see here. Weak pairs, all those random 5s, yeah, they would check behind. Ace highs, yes, they would check behind. No made hands, yep, could check behind. Open enders, jack 10, check behind. Gut shots, he still has a lot of gut shots. 10-9, ace 10, ace jack, yeah, totally checking behind right there. It doesn't, let's see what his cbet is on the flop in the turn. In position cbet, we haven't seen any turn cbets, not even any chances to turn cbet right here. So we just don't have any read on that exactly in position cbet. So we don't know how often he double barrels, so we're going to say all of the weaker kind of stuff he's checking behind. If he had a better hand, he'd be going for value. So look at that. We did a little bit better narrowing right here. Taking him down to 74 combos and 55% of his turn range, of his flop range. 55% and 74 combos. That's great. We've gone from 250 to 74. So roughly, we've removed roughly a little over 2/3, like 70% of his hand, something like that, which is good. I like seeing that. And it does make sense if he's checking behind all that weaker stuff. He just doesn't want to build the pot. His hand isn't strong enough with a weak top pair kind of stuff. And the 10 hits. That 10, it completes a gut shot. Does he have any queen? No, he doesn't have any queen 10 in his range because we removed all the queens. So 10 of clubs. Now that definitely doesn't help us if we do have the under pair right there. In our own range, yeah, we could have checked on the turn with the intent to check raise, hoping he was going to double barrel. So we definitely have queens in our range. Maybe not ace queen, but we have queen jack, queen 10, queen 9, and queen 8, like I said before. So we're going to like this river card right here. And I'm assuming that's why we bet. Okay, bet $2, a little under 2/3 pot, just trying to get some value out of the guy. So I'm going to say I got a queen. I like my hand. And he raises. So here's a good question I learned from Jonathan Little. What does a sane player, the way he used it, what does a sane player check raise with on this board? The way I'm using it, what does a sane player raise on this river on this board? No flush came in. The 10 of clubs completed straights. So no quads, no full houses in his range. Straights are totally raising here. He doesn't have any 3, none of those. 2 pair. Is king 10 counterfeited? I mean, a king with an ace beats him because the ace kicker plays. A king jack beats him. I don't think he would raise with 2 pair. I really don't. Weak pairs raising now? Why would he bluff now if he didn't bluff the turn? He just checked behind the turn means he has some kind of a showdown hand, or he was on a draw on the turn. I don't think he's bluffing anything. I think he has a straight. He's got to have a straight at this point. Makes the most sense to me. So what do? We do just call. So before we look, I'm going to put him on a straight. This is the range. We've narrowed him down from 250 down to 16 combos with this raise. River raises, as we all know, turn and river raises are often strength. You've got to give those some credit. And I like the call here, unless I had like jack 9 or ace jack for a straight, or queen 10, of course, for a full house. I don't like the call. But if I had ace jack, if I had the nut straight, I like even a re-raise to $6 here, and then probably re-raise and then fold when he shoves. And if his shoves, it would mean a full house, But I would like a value re-raise on my part if I had a straight. Now, if just having trips on this board when he finally wakes up with some aggression, I am just calling here with trip queens. Yeah, most likely. Good. So I'll fill that in a sec. What do we got? Ace jack for the straight. All right, we nailed it. Queen. Oh, what a bummer. I mean, he had us pre-flop. We outflopped him, outturned him, but then he rivered us. But so be it. I mean, my guess is on the turn, I was going for the check raise, hoping he would double barrel right there. Only 78 hands, don't know much about him. See, the thing is, when you check call the flop and then suddenly donk lead out on the turn on a paired board, it often does look like you have that card. If we let out on this for that $2 bet that I made, if we let out for $2, he could probably. Actually, he has ace jack. He'd probably still call. So we probably would have gotten value out of most bets with his check behind range. But I was just assuming that he bet the flop. He would just bet again. So I missed out on value. But in the end, I mean, I guess you could say I saved myself money by going for the check raise on the turn. And he did have ace jack. That is so lovely. I love it when a plan comes together. Tiny range, 16 combos, 24% of the turn range. Nice. So from 250 down to 16. I mean, that's 16 divided by 250. So we removed 94%. We were only left with 6% of that pre-flop range. So I think we did a great job on ranging him right here. He made it a bit easy by checking behind on that turn card, because any value hands with $23 behind in a $3 pot, we basically have 7-to-1 stack to pot ratio. He would be betting to get max value out of us. So his check behind allowed us to, and that's what often happens with checking behind, or when you check, it often caps your range, because checking means that you just want to see the next card for free. You want to see showdown for free, whatever it is. When you're betting and raising, that means you're going for value. Checking means not wanting value and wanting to see the next card for free. Cool beans. I love it. Another successful hand reading. Ace jack this time in another mystery hand. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you tomorrow when we do day 22 of 66, and then that means we're 1/3 of the way through this. Alrighty, y'all. Take care.